almost 10 CET. My name is Piotr. Welcome in our live trading room. Quick risk warning. Please bear in mind that trading effects on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. You can sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investments, so please do not invest the money that you cannot afford to lose. Seek education and gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. All right. Hopefully everything is fine. Within the next 30 minutes, we are expecting CPI out of UK. All right. Actually, if we are talking about the United Kingdom, today CPI, tomorrow is unemployment rate, and Thursday retail sales. So pretty busy week for pound. And actually, it's quite interesting what pound is doing right now. A few more words about it shortly, because mainly the reason of today's live trading room, the purpose of today's live trading room is to monitor the pound behavior. We'll see. Also, earlier today, there was a preliminary German GDP. It was weaker. And that was, of course, good reason for euro to jump higher. I'm joking, of course. Later today, US retail sales and Empire State Manufacturing Index. All right. Also later today, some Kiwi data. But I would be very careful because of possible delays because of this airtake that took place over the weekend, unfortunately. Tomorrow, again, as I've mentioned before, job market out of UK, and then US data, PPI, industrial production, okay, crude inventories, and then Thursday, first, during the Tokyo session, we've got unemployment rate and employment change in Australia. We do have retail sales out of UK, and then most probably the top tier data this week, CPI out of US. Also from US, building permits, Philly Fed, housing starts, unemployment claims, and CPI as a top tier data, and top tier speaker, I mean on Thursday, Yellen testifies. Friday, that's gonna be Canadian dollar day, CPI out of Canada. All right, so pretty busy week. CPI around the world in focus, especially it's important after latest bond sell-off. So looks like market really started to care about the inflation. We'll see. All right. So we are done with calendar. First, let's start with Aussie CAD from last week. Partially closed, 50%. The first update was on Twitter, then the update was on the blog as well. So looks like we were right almost to the point. All right. Still, we are targeting for the remaining 50%. We are targeting parity. Okay. Stop, of course, is on entry. The thing is that, as I mentioned before, if we are gonna to stay here for a day or two more, I mean, I'm gonna to monitor Aussie data. The case is that swaps are against us, right? So in case we are gonna to see good Aussie data and Riley a bit higher, most probably before the Australian data, I'm gonna to adjust the stop, because I don't want to hold this position forever and lose money on the swaps. Okay, so what I'm waiting for is to move lower after this consolidation. That's the daily chart. Move lower after this consolidation. The next target is around 101.30, and the final target is parity. Okay, but let's see how it develops over the next few days. So that's Aussie CAD, and it's doing well also, but we are gonna to discuss it right before the pound data. For quite some time, you remember, I've been when we were discussing pound, I've mentioned that okay, I was a little bit bullish, and I mentioned that I do prefer to trade via euro. So last time, when we met last time, there was a pretty nice selling opportunity, and finally yesterday, we reached the point where I've changed my mind. After yesterday close, okay, I wasn't bullish pound anymore, as we hit this support level. So here on the euro pound, I do expect the bounce. Actually, it happened already, a little bit too early in my opinion. Looks like they didn't want us to participate, but still looking for a low as a buying opportunity. I do think that we may have a chance to join this party with very tight stop. If not today, maybe tomorrow. Okay. I think that the first target, I think that the first target is around 87.20, but we are going to discuss it closer to the UK data. All right. Euro dollar, what's going on? A lot of questions. What's going on? So first, briefly, we were discussing 108.30 as a quite good level where the bounce was possible. All right, and I've been trading this level around 108.30, 840 3 times late Friday. Okay. The funny story is, of course, I earned like 5 or 6 pips altogether, so that's a joke. But what is important for me as a day trader, I'm mostly, as you know, I do prefer day trading, right? Maybe Aussie CAD is not a day trade; it's a like swing trading, medium long term. Overall, I do prefer day trading, and I don't like to stay exposed over the weekend. So when I was trading this euro dollar on Friday around 840, 830, all right, I was expecting the very late last hour rally towards 108, 70, 80, and that was my expectations that we are gonna to close around that level. It didn't happen, and I knew it that the bulls are gonna be in trouble early next week, and I didn't expect the gap, and we gapped down towards next strong support. What is important, guys, that the zone here, the green zone here, the red line based on the monthly chart, all of those levels, we have during our last meeting, right? They are on my chart for quite some time. And looks, guys, bam, almost to the point we hit the level almost to the point. There was a few signs. If you were watching euro dollar, there was a few signs that we may find some kind of the demand, or at least that could be profit-taking opportunity, because after the Trump rally, we are down like six figures almost, right? So that's because of this level here. So we found support. There was a reason to take some profits. But also, guys, if you were watching euro dollar on an intraday basis, if you were watching euro dollar on an intraday basis, let me explain you a few things. Even after the gap we gapped yesterday here, all right? So there was a quite wide space between. There was one second. There was a quite wide space between. Let me change the color. There was a quite wide space between the Friday low and the first low on Monday. Okay. Then it was like 55, 56 pips. Then another distance between the first Monday low and the second Monday low was smaller. It was like 45 pips. And the last one was the tightest. It was like 20 pips. Okay, so that was the first. If you were a seller during the day, so that was the first sign something is going on. Especially, guys, especially if you are gonna to add this distance was the tightest, and you knew it that where we are based on the monthly chart, on a daily chart. So that was another sign that something may happen, and at least partial, to take the partial profit, that would be quite a good idea. And the final sign, one moment. It was the size of the two last moves. Okay. And they were equal to the pip. Okay. So we know right now that looks like market may want to take the profit, and we've been discussing for quite some time that usually around the mid of November, that's the good time for big guys especially for medium long-term investors to try to book profit loss from their positions, and maybe that's the time. All right. So what's my point? We shouldn't be, because there is no change in my view. Based on the weekly chart, I haven't changed my mind because of this yesterday move. That's to be perfectly clear, right? After this huge sell-off from 140 to 105, simply right now there is nothing else like some kind of the consolidation, and in my opinion, we should see at least bottom of this consolidation around 105. All right, and because of the size of this consolidation of 10 figures, breaking through, in my opinion, 95 is gonna be the first target. Maybe the size of the first initial move, so maybe even lower. Of course, I'm not gonna blindly trade this scenario, because we remember 16 years ago, after such a move to the downside, consolidation, and everyone was expecting continuation to the downside, and it didn't happen. So of course I'm aware of this possible scenario, but I can't change my mind. I'm not flipping into the bull side. I'm not gonna flip into the bull side earlier than weekly close above 14.50.15, right? And looks like right now that the different times and different markets, so still medium long term, I see, I believe we are gonna to see lower levels. Let's get back to intraday chart. What's important is, even as I'm still bearish medium long term, all right, as an intraday trader, I have to be able to find the opportunities to trade both sides. All right, so even I'm bearish, I'm not in rush to rebuy dollar right now. Okay, I'm not in rush to rebuy dollar right now. Why? Okay, I know that I have to clean this chart. Yeah. It may happen that we are gonna to see some kind of the, maybe not the whole move like this, but it might be we are gonna to see something like this, and it may started already. All right, as a bears, what we have to focus on, guys, that's 113, that's 107, that's 600, round number. All right, so we don't need the FIBO tool. We don't need the FIBO tool to get the halfway of this move. Oh, sorry, that's gonna be, so 600 the whole move, so 50% is a 300, so 300 from 107, that's something like 1010. Okay, now what is even more important, look at the confluence, guys. That's halfway, it's gonna be around this level, Look, guys, to the left side. That's exactly the point where market showed the strength last time. Okay, so there was some demand, bigger or smaller, because of the election. All right, few hours later, the supply was much bigger than this demand, but that's the last place where market showed the strength. and after the move through this demand, we never looked back. We never looked back. Right? So what's my point? We've got very bearish market, and I do believe there are gonna be a lot of people in a rush to sell euro dollar, to sell here, to sell here, to sell here. That's the great opportunity, that's the liquidity for smart money, hot money, to push the prices higher towards 1010. All right. So that's the first thing I know I have to be aware of. So not to be in a rush with selling. Even though I have two supply levels here, all right, and they've been cancelled by this move. So the next possible supply is around 850, more or less, with a bit earlier, with, of course, with the Monday gap. So like 830, 850, the next target. Okay. So taking into the consideration, because someone may argue, okay, supply, Piotr, why you didn't sell? Because that's intraday. For me, that's intraday against the green daily, against the red monthly, and against the weekly blue. All right. So it's a little bit too close to try to take the advantage of this supply. I may look around here as an intraday trader, as a day trader, having in mind that the way is open towards 110. All right. For now, it can easily change within the next few minutes, as we know. Okay, so that's how it looks from a bearish perspective. Now, that might be opportunity for us because of all of been said already. That might be opportunity for day traders to try to take the advantage of the long side. And right now, because we cleaned up those two intraday supplies, right? We've got like last move to the downside. We can count it from here. We've got some kind of the intraday base, and we've got the Riley. Okay. As a bigger intraday picture here. So because of this removal, supply removal, I'm taking this whole move to the downside as a 1. This is the base. Okay. So for now, in my opinion, the pullback or move back towards 107.30, 25, 20, towards this yesterday low, that could be buying opportunity. Okay, and for now, as it's gonna be the trying to trade long side, it's a counter trend trade. Again, I'm not in rush to buy. All right. So why do I think that we have a chance to get back as low as 107.30, 20? right? Because looks like on the way to the point where we are right now, there is a earlier around 750. We may call it like Riley, because we took it out here, based Riley, because we took those two. Okay, so that might be the level before the 730 and 20. But this one I'm gonna to monitor. I may wait with an order around 730, right? Because of this combination and price action around the low. All right, that's how it looked from my perspective. So hopefully euro dollar is clear. Any questions to euro dollar? Anything to add? So simply because of the higher volatility in the market, right? We shouldn't be in a rush to trade either long or short. We have to prepare good plan, and of course we have to follow. So we shouldn't react that, oh, that's the break, I missed the break, euro is 50 pips higher. Okay, it doesn't matter, there are gonna be plenty of opportunities to trade. Okay, and especially you don't want to trade the breakouts as a counter trade. So that's what I prefer to avoid. Of course, I'm trading this stuff from time to time, but overall I do prefer to avoid trading breakouts in the direction as a counter trend trade. So is it okay? Okay, clear, no questions, right? So we have 3 minutes. We are awaiting UK data, and the pound is. I'm quite surprised because of the pound weakness. So we are gonna to watch euro pound, right? And yeah, we are higher, and we are around this. We are testing this possible supply based on this consolidation here. So it looks like it's all about UK data. So that's euro pound. Let's have it here for a while. By the way, euro JPY looks good, but I would like to see the pullback to the breakout point. We are going to have a short discussion about it after the UK data. Okay, so 5 minutes pound dollar, 30 minutes pound dollar, 30 minutes euro pound. Okay. Can you confirm everything is all right, guys? Thanks. Thanks. Thank you. Cool. All right, so let's switch maybe the euro pound to 5 minutes. Quickly, looks like still 1 minute to go. Daily. Looks like, and we are not going to react to the first market reaction. Okay, looks like, guys, that was some kind of the consolidation breakout, and looks like the whole consolidation here with this shadow, it was around 300 pips after the breakout, 300 pips. So now for me, from my perspective, that's the line in the sand here around 2360. All right, we are either hold within this 300 pips consolidation, or we are gonna to break to the downside and retest the low, or we are gonna to break out and test higher. So let's have a look and check. Remember 2360 line in the sand for now, looks like, at least. Pound is going lower, and then the winner is, one moment. By the way, flash Italy GDP better than expected, plus 0.3, plus 0.2 expectations. So that's a little bit better. We know that with Italy, that's completely different story. Okay. Weak CPI, that's quite a surprise, guys. 1.2 estimation, 1.4, previous 1.5. I have to say that that's a little bit of surprise. All right, Euro Pound is trying to continue to the upside. So what we have here, we have a rally. We have some kind of the consolidation, and looks like we are trying to continue to the upside. So we have to find a way how to join that move. And what could be the next target based on what we've seen here, or what we see here. Uh, 87.70 as a next target, so 70 pips to the upside. And we have to find the smart way how to join that move. All right. I don't know yet. Of course, looks like the amount after the data, something around 86.75, 86.80. That could be good point to try to longs, but let's watch them for a while. How it looks on a GBP USD. The bigger picture, we know we are waiting lower below 24, but this kind of the demand, especially this level here, that could be the challenge for bears. Oops, sorry. So that's possible intraday demand. Uh, 25 as the possible supply, actually even lower right now, based on this 30-minute chart. $25.15, as I mentioned before, we were trying to rally, and we see the move down, but looks like the decision point is somewhere here. So that's I think it's a little bit lower, and one can argue that we were trying to go higher from here. we made the base, we went lower. So that's what I think that could be the case for now. Here. How does it look on 5-minute chart? That's possible demand here. Because overall, I'm taking the whole zone here into the consideration, simply because of the move lower, okay, base, Riley. All right, so the Riley took out a lot of supply. So I do expect some kind of the demand into that level, right? So that's like 15-20 pips from now. I'm not a buyer. Why I'm doing this? Why I'm doing this is to avoid the situation that I'm too early on the long side on euro pound. So I would like to check where the market may react. When early morning sellers, where they want to take the potentially where they want to take the profit. So just to avoid the situation that we are switching off the light on euro pound. Okay? That's what we want to avoid. By the way, as a reminder, we've got one more live trading room this week, and it's tomorrow again at 10 CET. So again, British pound is gonna be in focus for us. Okay, so we know maybe different way. You know that I'm looking to sell the pound. So we know that after the weak CPI data, there is an inflation hearing later today. Yeah, at 11, and we have so within the next 20 minutes, and we have a Euro flash GDP quarter to quarter, and we have a German ZEF index. Expectations are better. Okay. So let's wait. Let's see how it develops. Let's make us looks like we are gonna to stay a little bit longer today. Hopefully something is gonna happen during our meeting. So let's have a coffee break for 10 minutes. Okay. So we are on a short break. Be back in 10 minutes. Sure. As discussed, there is a break on Euro JPY. Looks good, and we are gonna do after the break, before the data at 11. We should have 10 minutes to discuss Euro JPY. Looks good. Right now looks like buy pullback. So yeah, because we have a break to the upside. I'm not a fan of immediate trading of the break. So let's wait, let's see the pullback, and we are gonna to have a short discussion about Euro JPY right after the break. Okay, thanks. So we are officially on a break. Thank you. Oh, right, enough is enough. I mean the break. So we are after the break, and guys, that's why we are not in a rush. All right, that's why it's so important to try to put some things on the chart to be able, at least to be able, because it's not gonna work every time, but to be able to predict where they may start to take the profit. What's my point? We saw early morning pound sellers, right? They started here. They started well before the data. That's the data publication, and some late sellers are trapped already. Okay, so we'll see. As of now, low, high, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So intraday, everything is fine, but finally we hit some demand, right? Now, I'm taking this one like this. That's our supply, and we may have nice cup and handle here, right? So that's from the book. But I've been watching during the break. We have this possible Riley base sell, and we have something bigger. We have had possible Riley, some kind of the base and sell. So I'm gonna be the seller on the Riley's towards 2480 and higher, towards this supply. And if this doesn't work, I'm gonna be a seller again around 2835. Okay. Now, so we know my plan, my pound USD plan. Euro pound, we are looking to buy on pullback. Right now it's around 86.80, 86.70, but we are waiting also for inflation hearing and ZEF within the next few minutes. So it might happen that we are gonna to readjust some levels on euro pound. In the meantime, euro JPY, there is an important development at the very early morning today. Okay. We are taking out this 116.40 level. Okay. That's how it looks on daily. The next target is 117.15 and then higher towards 117.80. Let me put the lines. Okay, so that's the breakout happened today. And looks like we are moving let me remove it. Okay, now the thing is, in my opinion, I'm also looking to buy, and I would like to buy the pullback, the retest of the possible demand to have a good risk-reward ratio, all right? So what I'm looking for right now, I'm looking for pullback. I'm looking for pullback towards 116.37. Even 35 bit. For possible rally towards 1715. If we are gonna to break through 1715, we may see final rally towards almost 111. Oh, sorry, 118. I'm sorry. Okay, I do prefer to buy the pullback here. Why? There is a few reasons. Okay, we have some kind of the profit taking on euro dollar. Okay, but the main trend on euro dollar is to the downside. All right. Also on dollar yen, let me show you. On dollar yen on weekly chart, we just hit yesterday 200 weekly moving average. Okay, we have some supply on dollar yen based on the weekly chart, or we are testing supply based on the weekly chart. We are going to discuss dollar yen after the data. So I'm not in a rush. Simply, I'm not in a rush to buy euro yen at the market because both euro dollar, dollar yen, there is a lot of potential supply around. So I do prefer wait and see mode. To be in a wait and see mode and to check what's going on. Also, one more thing here on euro JPY. One more thing is that we have this kind of the combination of higher low and higher highs. We may add the trend line here. And we know where we are, so we want to buy closer to the demand. So if we are gonna to see the pullback from here, so we are gonna be closer to the trend line, right? So let's see how it develops. Let's have a look on the data. So yes, I like euro pound to the upside right now, as long as we are above the intraday trend line, and I'm looking to buy the pullback. Is it okay? Okay, great, thanks. Okay, what's the German number? One moment, let me have a look. Let me check. Oh, current situation 58.8, expectation was 61.6. Let's have a look at economic sentiment. First, Eurozone GDP. As expected, quarter to quarter 0.3, year to year 1.6. Oh, expectations 13.8. Expectations was of this number was 8.1, previous 6.2, so expectations are whoa, well to the upside. The current conditions weak, or different words, weaker than market expected. All right, we've got the bounce on pound. So let's see if we are gonna to hold 86.75, 86.70, 86.80 on euro pound. That's our euro JPY. Okay, so now the patient is the name of the game. One more time with euro dollar. If you are looking to buy, I would wait for very deep pullback after this initial move to the upside. I would look for 730, 725. Okay. If you are a seller on euro dollar, I would wait at least, because most probably it's not 100%, but most probably we are not gonna hit 110 today. So on an intraday basis, I would wait to see gap closing, retest of this bottom of that consolidation. So it's something like 850, 875. And the bottom it's 073025. So we have the numbers for euro dollar. So now it's here. Patient is the name of the game. Pound, because of the weak CPI, I'm looking to sell, but I'm not in a rush because of this possible demand, which, as we can see, simply is working to the pip. So I'm looking for 124.85 to 125 zone as possible supply. If this one does not gonna work, then I'm look for something around 25.30. Okay, and again we are within this lower high, lower low, so channel is in play as well. So move back to the top of the channel, move down, something like But based on a possible supply demand, that's the first, that's second. And again, here we are right now around 24.30, so still 50 pips left. We'll see. There is also possible down consolidation continuation, but I do prefer, because of this, I do prefer a little bit higher rally to use as a sell opportunity. So rally towards 24.85. So here we have to wait as well. Euro JPY. As discussed a few minutes ago, I like the upside and I like the intraday longs, but on pullback. I'm sorry if we are not gonna see pullback. But we should retest. Why we are waiting for pullback? Because we should retest. We should retest this demand if it's a real one, right? If it's a not fake one. So you wanna see the pullback, you wanna see the hold of this level. So it means that okay, we are testing demand and demand is here. So bam, to the upside. And Euro pound. Interesting here. But we have to remember, guys, that we made 100 pips already. Okay. So we have to be aware. And there is an inflation hearing. Let me have a look. Let me check if I can see anything right now within the services. Nothing yet here. No, nothing. All right, so we have some time, so let's have a look on dollar yen right now. Because it's a very interesting situation. I'm laughing, right? I'm joking. The famous, my famous trend line on weekly, when everyone was so bearish, we were buying dollar yen, right? But that's one thing. We have to also now, after this latest rally, we have to check the charts again, dollar yen charts again, and we see that finally it could be that we hit some supply based on this 200 weekly moving average, which the averages I'm not using that often, but anyway, that's quite significant level here. Also, the previous supply looks like that's gonna be quite interesting, because if we are gonna to take into the consideration that moving average is pointing higher, and if we are gonna to use this time this moving average which is pointing higher, so what's my possible scenario? What's the possible scenario in my opinion? So we know where we are on a weekly chart. We know where we are on a weekly chart, all right? So because of the overall profit taking from dollar longs, we saw since morning, all right? So let's switch to daily chart. So in case you are looking to buy dollar yen, taking into consideration where we are on a weekly chart, okay? On a daily chart, the 200 daily moving average is pointing lower, all right? But we are above right now, and there is a chance this one is gonna to work as a possible possible support. But what is even more important that here, so we have some kind of the confluence here. We have quite strong demand, which was able to neutralize, cancel this supply. All right. So even if we consider this as a consolidation, more or less 800 pips. So you've got my answer where we are going to. So in case you are a buyer, I would wait. It's similar situation like intraday chart on euro yen. I would wait for the retest of 107.50. Even better, I would wait for a bottom or for the yesterday entry, this week entry, right? 106.80 to 106. That's quite wide, but because of this daily, because it's a daily chart. Okay, so I would wait for pullback. It might happen that simply we are we are gonna to get shallow pullback 107.50. That's it. So we are gonna to retest the top of this consolidation. Okay. But again, patient will pay. Looks like we have a breakout of this consolidation, and we have a space for another 800 pips. Some of you may laugh, but I remember the guys were laughing when I was buyer around 100, when almost everyone was selling dollar yen, right? So okay, with respect, because as we know, everything may happen. And I'm not laughing that those guys were selling at 100, because I can feel their pain. Okay. So if you are a buyer, you know that you have to wait. If you are a seller, let's get back to weekly for a second. If you are anyway looking to sell dollar yen, just a second, I'm checking on different chart euro pound, because we are testing this 85 possible demand. Okay, we will get back to euro pound in a second. So in case you are looking to sell dollar yen, what would you like to see? Because we have a supply around 109.60 and around number 110, so we may make it, we can make it as 109.50 to 110, so, and higher, right? Because of the weekly chart, so top of this supply is above 11. But anyway, if you are a potential seller here, so what would you like to see as early as possible, today, tomorrow, You would like to see the rally above WMA, and you want to see as soon as possible, you want to see the test of 109.60, so within the 109.50, 110 zone, right? Where you can try your luck with shorts. But what's going to be very important from the bear's perspective, from here, so I'm talking about this candle, okay? So we are right now, we look like this, okay? So that's the candle. So what you want to see is the further rally towards the supply, and then by Friday you want to see this long wick to the downside, and you want to see the close around current level. All right? Because then you may think about staying even over the weekend with your position. In case we are going to see the rally here, we are going to see shallow pullback, and we are going to see weekly close around 109, 108.80, then you are in a tiny profit, but definitely you don't want to stay over the weekend with your shorts. So hopefully that explains. It explains what I'm talking about on dollar yen. So let's get back to the intraday chart, 30-minute chart. So that's our rally, consolidation, continuation. So as I mentioned, the same as Euro JPY. You want to see the pullback to this consolidation. You want to see and check if this demand really exists here. So the distance between the entry and the stop is gonna be tight. So there is a great opportunity for nice risk-reward trade. Okay. And there you go. We are not in a rush. That's the 5 minutes. So this demand based on the weak CPI is gonna be tested. Let's have a look if we wanna be a buyers here. The thing is, as I mentioned, that on this cross we already made 100 pips. Looks like, based on this 1 minute chart, looks like it might be better idea to try to buy this cross a little bit lower. Let's try to imagine what we may see. We have this top here. Okay, we may try to draw something like this here now. That would suggest a huge pullback. That's the move after the weekday chart. So if we are going, that's possible. that's possible that we are gonna to see even lower level after 100 pips rally. So 50%, that's 50 pips. So we may see 86.50. I thought that this line is not super correct, but looks like the line here is correct. So we may see the, yeah guys, so let's skip it because we are not gonna have an H. We are not gonna have an H buying here, right? If you want to buy, then you may use the trend line break, but looks like they may try to go even lower. So in my opinion, the move was quite huge, the early morning move. I'm not saying that we are not going to rise from here, and that's our initial buying level. But as you can see, I'm trying to dig it a little bit deeper. And really looks like we may see the deeper pullback. Especially we were discussing euro dollar possible. If you are on euro dollar, if you are looking to buy, you are looking for deeper pullback. So it may looks like, okay, buying here could be too early. Yeah, so I'm adjusting, and looks like I'm gonna be much more interested a little bit lower. I'm gonna to make an update on Twitter. So if you are following us on Twitter, then you will if I'm gonna do anything on Euro Pound, I'm gonna make an update on Twitter. I will try to make it in advance to send the levels before we are gonna to hit them. And another thing is that we also, as a pound sellers, we are waiting for a a little bit bigger rally on pound dollar, right? Out of this, from this possible demand, we are gonna see a little bit higher levels. So it may translate into the lower levels in euro pound. So looks like, okay, it's good that we've tried again. Okay, if you are if you are a buyer, you wanna see this 86.70, 76. You wanna see it holds, because it's the latest demand based on the week data, and you wanna see this level to hold. What you wanna see? You wanna see the move higher out of this channel. You wanna see this megaphone midline hold, then that could be the case. But I don't think that's gonna be full of stress, this trade, right? And it looks like we are not gonna have an H. We are gonna have an H most probably on a retest of 86.50.40. We are trying to break. That could end up that way, or that could end up that way. Of course, taking into the consideration the initial morning move, there are bigger chances, especially based on the daily chart, the bigger chances we are gonna to see higher levels, right? No doubt about it. But as you may know, I love to buy dips and sell rallies. So sometimes, or a little bit often than sometimes, I'm missing some trades. But I like to have an edge. Okay. A lot of trend lines. I'm trying to clean it a bit. All right. I think it's enough to focus on the crosses or the pairs we were discussing. Because as a trader, you are not able alone. You are not able to watch 20 crosses, right, or 25 different crosses, and because of the volatility, I do higher volatility. I do prefer to trade the majors because I do expect the moves are gonna be fine, and maybe it's a little bit easier to predict the next movement, but I would say five is enough, and the pound is in focus, and it's gonna be in focus for a whole week. Also, we know what we are looking for on Euro, JPY, dollar, yen. Also, we discussed Euro dollar, so we are fine here. Aussie, we are monitoring the remaining 50% Aussie CAD. The one more thing is a S&P 500. And that's how it looks on daily. So looks like there is a breakout, and me as a bear, I am a bear. I'm consistent bear on the when we are talking about the indices. But again, I can see what's going on. If this breakout is real, we should make another breakout higher above the above this high to the left side. Okay. And I can imagine that because of the end of the year, some Santa Riley, whatever, for whatever reason, we may see the breakout to the upside. And if that's gonna happen, then we may see on S&P 500 well above 2,200 towards 2,280. 2,300 on S&P, all right. But also we may see this type of the consolidation within 2,150 and the top around 190. Okay. Based on what I see here right now, there is a low chance we are going to see much lower prices, and we may see the crash. I would say the only thing I didn't understand yet, to be honest with you, is if this pre-US moved down because of this election, right, which they bought like crazy, right? It was the correction the market was waiting for, because if I would if this moved to the downside, if that was happened during the US market working hours, with this huge rally, that would be clear for me that next move is to the upside, because there was a huge expectations regarding the correction, and for me, okay, 10% down, correction is down, but because of this and because that happened after hours, that's something I'm not sure if I understand it correctly, but market will tell us within the next few days what's gonna happen here on. But as of now, that's possible consolidation and the breakout to the upside, in my opinion. That would correspond with possibly another 800 pips rally on dollar yen we discussed. If this breakout from the consolidation is real on dollar yen, then euro pound looks good. I'm not in. I'm waiting for deeper pullback, but looks good based on this 1 minute chart. Channel breakout, retest, going higher. I'm waiting. Looks like I want to see deeper pullback, and yeah, this after CPI demand is not enough for me right now. Okay, any questions? Again, if there are gonna be time, I'm gonna make an update on Twitter. So that's the for now. We are working on some kind of the solution, some kind of the chat to have a possibility to be in touch with you guys. For now, the Twitter is the fastest way to get an update what I'm doing, if I'm doing something. Then of course we have all those scenarios we were discussing during the live trading room. So not to make you too bored, I would say that we are done today. We ready right now for the next hour or two, most probably till the US Open. The patient is the name of the game. So if there are no more questions, that's it from my side, guys. We have a meeting again tomorrow at 10 CET. You are more than welcome to join us. My name is Piotr. Thank you very much for your time today, and see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.